The day would really begin when they got back.
Daybreak Wednesday brought with it the hope of meeting our new friends.
So we set about making a temporary home on a sandbar deep in the Ecuadorian jungle.
The place was a little paradise, except for the 47 billion insects trying to eat me.
Marge faithfully stood by the radio at Shelmera, checking in with both Nate in the air and the boys on the beach.
We cleared some trees at the end of our little airstrip to make Nate's approaches easier. Then it was time to wait.
You should have seen Jim standing knee-deep in the river, wearing nothing but his skivvies, shouting Alka phrases at the trees.
It felt like we were being watched from the jungle. It made sense to try and talk them into coming out.
What a sight we must have been.
Thursday came, and still we waited.
We found ways to pass the time.
And keep from being eaten alive by the bugs. I'll never be the same. I'll stand up for his name. Others run, but I am not ashamed.
Then Friday, it happened. The first contact with the Aucas.
3 Aucas, a man and 2 women, one younger and one older, stepped out of the jungle and, with some urging, crossed the river onto the sandbar.
The man who we called George jabbered non-stop, not really realizing he wasn't understood. His gesturing to the young girl, whom we dubbed Delilah, made us think he was offering her for a trade or as a gift. It appeared, indeed, this was a peaceful contact.
After some time, we all grew comfortable around each other.
George accepted our food and gifts and let us rub insect repellent on him.
The women giggled and looked at our Time magazine. George's interest in the plane prompted us to offer him a ride.
What a thrill it was to fly over Terminal City with George crouched in the back, shouting out the door to his Alka brothers.
What those Alcas must have thought to see George in the plane.
It was a great day. Contact had been made.
At dusk, Pete and I flew out. George seemed to understand that he couldn't come this time.
Soon after, Delilah and George walked off down the beach, but the older woman stayed late into the night, talking a blue streak.
The next morning, she was gone.
Saturday came and went. A very anticlimactic day after so much success on Friday.
Sunday morning in Shelmera, as Nate and Pete climbed into the Piper, Pete called out,
"So long, girls. Pray, I believe today is the day."
They landed with ice cream and warm muffins, which were enjoyably devoured.
Then we sent Nate up over Terminal City to see if he could drum up some business.
On my way back, I spotted a group of Alka men headed our way.
He landed with the news, and we were ready.
Nate radioed Marge with the news.
Looks like they'll be here for an early afternoon service. Pray for us. This is the day. We'll contact you next at 4:30.
Marge and Olive waited by the radio in Shelmera. Marilu and Barbara waited by their radio in Arajuño. Elizabeth was out of radio contact in Chandia, but was receiving updates from Marge. What would the news be? How would the contact go? Finally, it was 4:30. But there was no word. Perhaps Nate's watch had run a little slow. Perhaps they were so preoccupied entertaining their visitors that they had lost track of time. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Surely they would not all forget. Perhaps the radio had broken. It happened occasionally. 30 minutes. 1 hour. We clung to all hope. At sunset, Barbara walked the airstrip, straining to hear, to see the Piper coming into view.